features of Baluta system. We will now look upon the features of Baluta system in detail. Division of society. Human being is a social animal. It is his general tendency to be in touch with those people who have either similar interests or similar problems. Occupational difference created few permanent groups of society. Barbers, cobblers and goldsmiths are few examples of the same. Division of labor. Every occupation needs a different kind of skill set. As the society was divided on the basis of occupation, the skills were also divided. Occupation determined by birth. The Baluta system determined the occupation of an individual at the time of birth itself. Specific skills required for performing their occupation were passed on from generation to generation within the same family. Also, people were reluctant to share their skill set with others. Thus, occupation became hereditary by nature. For example, a blacksmith's child could only become a blacksmith. Religious and custom-based life. When Baluta system was being practiced, religion was a matter of prime importance. People loved to follow traditions and customs with due respect. Everyone followed their own occupation and maintained their own position in society for generations. Occupation eventually turned tradition over a period of time. Let us understand the merits of Baluta system. First, rural society was economically self-sufficient. Almost every village was having at least one family from each Balutedar and Alutedar occupation. So, villagers did not approach other places for fulfilling their needs. For example, one Joshi, one blacksmith and one farmer in each village, to name a few. Second, there was no problem of unemployment because the same occupation was followed by the next generation. No other person could enter into a new occupation that was not followed by his ancestors. Therefore, each person was getting a job to do due to his uniqueness in surroundings. Third, human needs were limited, so there was economic stability. The modes of transportation and communication were inefficient at times. The needs were recurring and known to each other. Therefore, planning of activities was quite easy. Fourth, there was social integrity. Each person was dependent on another due to occupational difference. People were used to exchanging the things produced by them to buy the things they needed. A look at the demerits of Baluta system. First, there was a limited scope for development. No other occupation could be adopted by people. Each type of Balutedar was present in almost all villages. Therefore, modern business techniques like market expansion and business diversification were not prevalent. Second, economic progress was slow due to lack of competition. Limited needs of people and self-sufficiency ruled out any chances of threat from competitive sources. Hence, the need to improve and innovate was totally lacking. Third, there was exploitation of lower income groups. It is always the case that the rich and affluent have an upper hand in the final say in any matter. This system also existed in Baluta system. The zamindars and the rich farmers were the most respected class in the society, as they were in direct control of producing food grains, which happened to be the start of the chain in a barter system. Thus, in matters related to terms and conditions for granting a loan and repayment of the same, they had a final say. Fourth, it prevented changes in occupation. Occupation pattern was hereditary in Baluta system. Whether a person was fit for a profession or whether the profession was of his liking or not, were not considered at all. The Bara Balutedar system was a servant system in Maharashtra villages, wherein some castes used to work for the farmers in their surroundings. It was known as Jajmani system or Yajmani system in northern India. This arrangement was initially made in order to classify the society into smaller clusters. Each cluster was assigned specific tasks. These tasks thereafter got developed into occupation. At the time of the old Maratha rule, there were 12 of them called Bara Balutedars. This system of Balutedar had its own merits as well as demerits. With the passage of time, some of them have either disappeared or are in the process of disappearing from village economy. But others are still in existence with their usefulness reduced, owing to modern conditions of life.